Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Jake Spano here, Mayor in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, on a very cold and dreary Wednesday afternoon, but I have got good news for you. Some of you may remember back in February, the state announced that it had a goal of getting 70% of all Minnesotans that were 65 and over vaccinated before they would start opening up to larger groups of people. Well, they are ahead of schedule, and they announced yesterday that they have reached that 70% threshold. So, they have announced that there are two phases of people, there are two phases that include groups of people that are now going to be eligible for the vaccination. And we'll have a link to the Minnesota Department of Health's website where you can get more information about that. We are also going to have a link here to the COVID-19 Vaccine Connector. This is a website that you go to, you enter in your information, and then when your group becomes eligible for vaccinations, the state will actually send you messages, emails and text messages or phone calls if you prefer those, to let you know that you're eligible and give you more information about where to go. So that, I want to just really encourage people to sign up for that. It took me about 5 minutes max to enter my information. So do that so that you're not calling clinics and hospitals and doctors and trying to figure out, where you are in the process. That will speed things up for you to know, but it will also speed things up in terms of getting that vaccine into you so we can get more people vaccinated, so we can get to more people and get them vaccinated. Which brings me to the good news from this week. So the two phases of groups that the state has announced. The first one is people who have specific underlying health conditions, and they include sickle cell disease, Down syndrome, people who are in cancer treatment, or people who are immunocompromised from an organ transplant. Oxygen, and then the last one is oxygen-dependent chronic lung and heart conditions like COPD. The other group of people in that first phase are food processing plant workers. So that's phase one. The second phase is far more expansive. It is people who are 45, and I apologize for reading it, but I want to make sure I get it right. People who are 45 and over with one or more underlying health conditions as identified by the CDC. People who are 16 or over with two or more of those underlying health conditions. People with rare conditions or disabilities that put them at a higher risk of severe illness. People who are 50 and over who are living in multi-generational housing. And then lastly, they have a list. I'm not going to read all of them, but they've got a list of essential frontline workers. So food service workers, postal workers, childcare workers who maybe weren't eligible previously are eligible now, airport workers and airport staff. So there's a big listing on the Minnesota Department of Health's website that I would encourage you to take a look at. But anyhow, so again, this is great news. We are working towards getting a greater immunity when we can knock on wood, return to some sort of normalcy in our lives and see each other. But this is great news, and I just want to again encourage everybody to sign up for that COVID-19 Vaccine Connector. It's an important tool and resource that the state really needs to try and accelerate this process even further. So I leave you with that good news on a cold Wednesday afternoon. Everybody have a great day, and remember to please wash your hands. Bye-bye.